Hi KLAT, it's Angelina, and today we're at Ntiense Eno's exhibition, Crashing the Glass Slipper, at Chapters Art Centre here in Cardiff. Who am I here with?
My name's Eleanor.
It's nice to meet you, Eleanor.
My name's Juliana.
Nice to meet you, Juliana. And I hope you're enjoying the exhibition so far.
Fantastic.
Sharon Dixon.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. My name's Holly Fulton. I'm a fashion designer based in London, and I've been lucky enough to work with Into Art and Ntiense on Crashing Glass Slippers, so we're seeing here today at the Chapter Gallery.
What is your favourite piece of art here?
Oh gosh, I absolutely love them all. I love the drawing on the green one there. I love the hoods and all the drawing there. I think that one there.
It's beautiful, it's stunning. I
Yes.
love the colours as well. And
Yes,
the
yeah.
structuring of it, it's beautiful.
But then this comes a close second. I love this. I love them all.
Oh, it's so hard to choose,
I think they're
isn't it?
just so,
Stunning.
yeah,
Fantastic.
exceptional.
I have one garment that's towards the back where I like the way she's exhibited the womanly curve. As an African, that resonates with me, and it's not all thin size 6 models.
I think my favourite is the one when you walk in with the exaggerated hips and the long sleeve. I just like the contrast of the white with the pattern and the silhouette in there, but all of the structures that she's done are just amazing.
I'm probably slightly biased because we helped Ntiense with the sort of design and construction of the pieces, but my favourite is actually this one behind us here. I loved it from the sort of initial conception of the design, because it very much reminded me of sort of Marie Antoinette, and the kind of structuring that we actually used to make the piece is quite technical inside. So there's a lot of corsetry. There's a really huge infrastructure under the printed garment, and working on the print placement, it was very interesting because Ntiense had very specific ideas of where the pattern was to sit, which is really the challenge for making all of them. But this one very much was very specific in terms of where she wanted sort of front central panel to be. So it kind of creates a logistical challenge when you're printing and making things like that to make sure that to absolutely make sure that it's exactly as she visualises it. But yeah, that one for me, the shape just really resonates with me. I kind of love period costume, and it just has sort of hearts of her culture and heritage, but also with kind of historical British and French costume for me as well. So I love that kind of fusion of eras and cultures.
I've been loving seeing all the inspirations that you can pick up on. I was thinking very like French, also like the Victorian era, kind of. It's amazing.
Well, for me, her inspiration sounds as though she's inspired by somebody or something. I think because she's so unique, her creative processes are her own. They're unique in that sense. And she uses, if you look at her, even the materials, she's used her art, her design, her vision of what could look good in an exhibition setting. So I think she is inspiring other people, because some of her pieces, you will not see anything like them. I was recently in Mallorca for an exhibit by global artisans called Extant. They had people with designs from North Africa, Europe, and so on. And there was a certain, what shall I say, neutrality in that. Do we go for European style, what we think will go down well in the European or American market? So there was nothing like this in terms of originality.
Completely unique.
Yes,
to her own style.
absolutely. And original.
Yeah.
If you want to take them, whether the material, the designs, whether you want to replicate that and use that in your own design, whether the actual art pieces, because they are art pieces. You know, it's not, you can wear them, but they're art installations. And, you know, the totality of her possibilities going forward are unbelievable. Endless.
I think it's really difficult to have a favourite garment, actually, and what I've really enjoyed are the drawings on paper, those really amazing graphic lines and the energy of the drawings, which are then being brought into fabric and the 3D. So I think it's actually the drawing and the mark making that I've really enjoyed.
On the topic of bringing artists to Wales, what do you think of the importance of places and venues like chapters to bringing global artists to the Welsh audience?
I think it's really important. Chapter Arts, I've been coming here since a kid, and I think it's just an amazing cultural centre in Cardiff, both for Welsh culture and also international stuff. So to have someone like Ntiense have exhibit here, she's from London, Nigerian, Ghanaian roots, so it's amazing to see her work in the centre of Wales, the capital of Wales. So.
Massively important. I'm originally Scottish myself, so I grew up in Edinburgh, and when I was growing up there, it's a very cultural city, but it was kind of artists coming in from overseas or from different parts of the UK to kind of contribute to that, which created a really rich melting pot of cultural references. And I think diversity in everything is so important. It's amazing for Ntiense to have her work shown to a completely new audience as well. I live in London now, but coming out of that and seeing what's happening around the UK is really exciting. So I think just generally cross-pollination is good, as much as broadly as we can spread it.
I mean, Chapter's had such a long and rich history in international exhibitions for Wales. It's been really important, and it's got a real legacy, I think. But I live in the mountains, in the Black Mountains, so I've travelled here today. But it's just being part of the capital city as well, I think is really important. And you can just see by the amount of people that are here, just it can attract kind of quite a wide crowd. So I think it does feel like it's the right space for this work.
It's just such a wonderful experience to be immersed in all this creativity. I'm a creative person, I'm always making something, but to see this immense level of creativity is just mind-blowing to me. I love it.
Isn't it? And
I also think that this space is ideal for setting it out and seeing it to its full potential then. And also the filming in there. It's all done so well.
it is really interesting to see how the illustrations get transferred. She was explaining it to me when I first met her, and she was walking me through the entire process. It's absolutely amazing. I was going to ask, how did you become familiar with her work?
Oh, do you know, it's quite accidental because I haven't been to Chapter for quite a few years. So it's really nice to kind of reconnect with the gallery. But a dear friend of mine, Richard Bevan, did the camera work and editing it on the film. So he mentioned that he was going to be here and it would be a nice moment to kind of come together and see each other again. And that's how I connected with her work. So it's been a really kind of serendipitous moment. Yeah.
I have known her since she was an hour old.
Oh, okay.
So I know her work, I know her art, her poetry. I don't know if you're familiar with her portfolio.
It's extensive.
Everything. Art, reading, poetry. Her poetry's amazing. So, power to the girl.
Well, I actually saw the making of all the films because Richard is the person who did the filming, the editing and the sound. So I saw them right at the start. So I was very excited to come and see the actual, end results. So I'm very proud of him.
This entire exhibition, everybody involved needs to be extremely proud of themselves.
I agree. And it's lovely to meet the other artists as well, because I've seen their films too. So the young boy and the other artists, because Richard's been doing work with this charity for many years now.
You get to see
and he always shares the work with me, so I get that.
I actually know Ntiense's as a family friend. So her mother and my mother were in uni together. So I've known her my whole life, but I haven't seen her in a very long time because they live in London and we live in Wales. So her mother invited us down and we were just so excited. But I follow Into Art on Instagram, so I've been keeping an eye on her amazing stuff. And I know she was on Vogue and all kinds. She's done amazing. She's been in New York and all sorts. So exactly, yeah. So it's amazing to actually come and see her work in Wales. So, it's been nice to see it.
Yeah. How do you interpret the theme of crashing the glass slippers?
So crashing the glass slippers for me has always sort of made me think of a slight Wizard of Oz because of the slipper context, but also very much of kind of 1920s, 1930s sort of big production films like Cecil B. DeMille and Siegfried Follies, and that kind of opulence for some reason just reminded me of that kind of almost like a stage play from that time. It's something that I could imagine one of the bright young things kind of writing and acting out. So in my head I have a kind of hybrid vision of like sort of metropolis and kind of over-the-top kind of costumery, Cecil Beaton kind of style imagery from that time that came to mind when I first heard it.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about like iconicness. It like the drama of it is what I love so much. She's coming into her own. She's like, this is me.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is all her. I love
It's
that.
kind of, I mean, Ntiense's practice and the way that she works, it's kind of so rigorous, and she is hugely prolific in terms of the sort of written material that supports and underpins everything that she does. So it's really fascinating to see it